Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Ghost Prime, and if you're someone who's been with me on this channel for a long time, you might know that 5 years ago in my Siege Springer review, I said this. This figure is beautiful. It is an amazing figure. It's very good. I really like this figure. Well, now we have Studio Series 86 Springer, which is a partial of the Siege Springer. Most of these parts have been retooled and is repainted completely in different colors, more accurate to the show. What I'm going to try to figure out in this is this one even worth it if you already have this one in your collection. More on that at the end of the review. I'm also going to go over the differences of these two. So please like and subscribe, and without any further ado, let's get to the review. We go back in time to him in his oversized box, and this is to help you feel better about paying leader prices for a Voyager figure. He comes in a leader-sized box, but he is obviously a Voyager. He's tiny, teeny in there. And I feel like I could reach in and just grab this if I was at the store or something. These are just not secure boxes. But I think he looks good just sitting here in the box, like the box art. Box art, I think, is a little different than what I remember. I don't have my old Springer box from Siege. So I'm going to have to actually look that up. But let's see the picture there. 31 steps into car mode, 27 steps into helicopter mode. He does have his backdrop here, which from here looks like it might be the same as Swoop. But yeah, Transformers the movie on the top. Let's get the guy open. He does come with a backdrop, and it is exactly the same backdrop that came with Swoop. And moving on to accessories, he comes with actually quite a lot of accessories. He comes with his gun, which is much more reminiscent of what he has in the cartoon. It's very nicely painted. It is painted. It's like this weird sort of blue color. It's really nice. It is blast effect compatible. And yeah, I mean, the paint on it's really good. He also comes with the bomb that was in the movie, or rocket that took down Devastator in the movie, but these are not painted orange. I think this would have been a lot nicer if these were actually painted orange, although it is painted that same sort of bluish tone. He comes with a sword. Mine actually doesn't stay together super tightly, which is annoying, but this is his helicopter blades. They just open up like so, and these are supposed to go like that. Real helicopter blade. That could double as a sword, kind of like the G1 and most other iterations of Springer. Comes with his, put them back to back, front to front. These are the same ones that came with Siege. And he comes with an actual just broadsword sword, which is cool, which is nice. It looks like it should be able to open up, but it can't, which is kind of interesting. And it comes with a wrecker hammer. This was just kind of thrown in there. I think they probably had some extra space on the sprue, and they just kind of filled it in because of the price point of this thing. And real quick, just to give a comparison, here is Engineer Hoist's 3D printed wrecker hammer versus the one that came with Springer. This always looks too long to me, and I love how this has the wrecker logo in there. All right, so let's start out with comparison here between the two, between the Siege one and the newest Studio Series one. I mean, what a difference 5 years makes, right? So most of this, I would say about half of this is probably, maybe a little less than half is this one. Almost everything from the knees down, besides the wheels, is the same. The crotch piece here is the same. Some of the internal arms and pieces are the same. Most of it on the inside is retooled. Has a retooled head, retooled shoulders, retooled biceps. And if you look on by the side here, you could really stands out about the shoulders there, completely retooled. And the back is retooled. And some re-engineering going on inside the chest piece where the head actually is on this little platform that comes up, where this one is stuck on it. It folds in differently. This has different hands. This one actually has a little, so if you turn the arm upside down and open this, it has a little gun in here, and it shows that on the box also. Little gun in there like that. So kind of like how he did in the movie, but it was on the top of his wrist. Nice little Easter egg there they didn't really need to put in. You could tell there was some extra room for money, some budget in there, because it's such a different price between these two. The color is completely different. The complete absence of any of that, you know, fake battle damage, which I didn't think was done super bad on the shins, but I hated the shoulders. And yeah, so overall, the colors and everything really look good. And that's an issue with this one I really can't stand. That has been fixed on this. These actually move and click in nicely to the shins, where only one of mine does on this one. So that is something that I'm glad they fixed. One thing they did not fix is these feet here. They always go back down like this on both of them, and that is a problem. It's definitely a problem. Another thing is the storage. Storage is a little different. Also, this you see there's blast effect ports there, completely gone on here. There's no hole on the top of the shoulders for any accessories to attach to. And on the back, which is a retooled piece, there's no 5mm holes at all for any accessories to attach to either. On the bottom, they still retain them, but you can see this doesn't have a lot of those. Putting this guy aside for just a second, because I've been over where to put all of his stuff. You can actually attach all the things he came with to him. So let's take this bomb, for example. It could actually fit on right there. It's a slot system right here. It's a slot, the peg. And in order to get this sword to have clearance, instead of putting it in here, let's take this out just so you can see it a little better. There is also a peg on the sword, which goes right there, and you could peg that sword in the back, just like that. Then you could fit these other pieces around it. So you could fit the bomb this way, fit that on there, fit the hammer on there, and then you can take his other weapons. Actually, his gun also will fit there on the back if you're not using that, so you can kind of mix and match. Same with this sword, also has the same little port. If I get it in focus so you can see right there. Go ahead and put that in his hand. However, when everything is on his back, he tends to become, making a liar out of me now, but it tends to become back heavy. See how he's kind of leaning back like that? I don't know if you can really get an idea. He's standing up just barely. So it's super back heavy, and this doesn't clip in. And they could have re-engineered that a bit, especially those heels. Those heels are really what does it. In order to get this piece on, the only real place you could put him are his arms. So I wanted to get over that you can put everything on him, but he is very back heavy at that point and could easily fall over. He is posable, just as posable as the other one, with the exception of his fingers, which are articulated. Like so. Now the sword comparison, he does not come with these swords at all, since he has a completely different helicopter piece. The only real pieces of actual accessories it comes with are the two guns, which of course are done in different plastic because they're done on the same sprue as the legs. They're same color as the legs on both of the figures. But does this one do any better in alt modes than the Siege? And here they are in vehicle mode together. So vehicle modes actually, I think, don't look a lot different, with the exception of the very obvious, the color and the backpack here, or the top piece. They do it kind of entirely differently. One thing I have noticed about this one is that these pieces in the car mode, and also this doesn't really want to stay down super well, but that's not that much different than the other one. They're real close to this, as to where there are actual clearance here for those. So that is something that's entirely different, but they're there, and I think that's okay. I think it's pretty good. Neither of them are super accurate to the cartoon, but they're pretty close. This one being closer, which is a nice sort of touch. I like the color actually on the new one. I really do like the color. You can see some mismatched coloring there because that is painted, where this is not. But you see how they kind of look together. Same canopy, just different color plastic. Entirely different wheels. One of the things, though, is like, why are these different color? Why are these green and these ones sort of the same gray color? Is it only for helicopter mode? Because they show up in helicopter mode? It's kind of weird. I see they had all of them be gray here, and I don't know why they did it this way. Maybe because, I don't know, I have to look at the cartoon. Maybe they're like that on the cartoon, and that's kind of when they did, but it doesn't really translate to toy because then you have mismatched wheels. But, I mean, they are practically the same. They both, I'd say this one actually rolls a little better. These wheels aren't super rolly on my copy, at least. The little chest part I actually like better than this one. It's not as blocky, gives a little more roundness to it, looks good. But yeah, overall, I would say they're pretty equal in this mode. So getting them into helicopter mode, again, it's not a ton different than the car mode. Both the copter part actually copters really well, spins really nicely. Both of them spin. They're not interchangeable, by the way. You can't put this one on here because it's a completely different port. But so you can see where a lot of this goes. One of the things, might be tabbed in right there. So one of the things, though, that on this one, they have paint on the inside of the leg right here, where this one leaves it blank and kind of gives it a better sort of feel that this is a full one body and this is coming off of a copter. It's a little detail that I like. Front end, again, I think is better on this one. Colors are better on the Studio Series. These little pieces here are loose on mine compared to the Siege. Not too much of an issue, though. Get them like that so you can kind of see the differences there. The main differences have to do with color. One of the things is the only other accessories these have is these two guns, right? And you can put those on top and you can put them on the side here. You could, really it doesn't matter. You can put these anywhere there's a 5mm port. You could stick them on and put it in vehicle mode. But this one, I mean, so it has, you do that. It has all these accessories that you really can't put on. I mean, you could kind of connect the sword here. I think there's enough clearance for that if you want to do that. And of course, you could put these on. The bomb really doesn't fit anywhere because you put the bomb on here like this. I'm not sure it'll clear, maybe? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it'll clear. Let's see if I get that in there. See, it just does not clear really well. I mean, you get it on there, but it just looks silly. So I think that is a downside on the new one, is that you can't have all the accessories in vehicle mode, which isn't really much of an issue. I'm not going to keep it helicopter mode or car mode, so that's not that much of an issue. But you do have a lot of things to put away somewhere else. One thing I didn't look at on the car is underside, so you can see the differences right here in the front. Transformation is exactly the same from car to helicopter, but you can see where the head is there and the head is there. So that is the differences in this one versus this one. You can also see this whole waist piece is different here. There is a lot of retooling on this one. So, I mean, there is definitely a lot of retooling, a little bit of re-engineering to get it into this. But let's do some final thoughts real fast. So to answer the big question here, should you get this one? Is this one worth the money? I asked my wife. I showed her all the different things that both these come with, and she actually understands the price difference between these two, which is a little over $20 at this point. This one came out 5 years ago. And instead of going with a whole new design for Springer, they went with a partial. Now, this probably replaces about half the parts of this one, but the engineering is predominantly the same. The whole chest pieces here is better on this one. It fits together better. There's actually tabs under here where the chest tabs into. And I don't know if you can see it, but this is flat, where this sticks out a bit more like the cartoon. I think they did a really good job in making this a Studio Series figure to make it kind of a lot more accurate, especially color-wise, to that cartoon model. And that's where this comes in, should you buy this one. Are you going for more cartoon accuracy, these types of things? This one's definitely more cartoon accurate. If you already have this one, is it worth splurging for this one? Well, you get some extra pieces. You get something that's more cartoon accurate. Now, I don't know if this one will go on sale, if you want to wait for this one to go on sale, because this one is superior to this one, but only just. So if you already have this one, you're happy with it, I'd say keep this one. However, this one is really nice if you love the character and you're into the character and you want different variations, different versions, and you get, you know, some things you don't have to 3D print. Now we just need to 3D print the catapult for this. But yeah, overall, I think, is it worth the leader price? It's a stretch. You know, it comes with stuff you don't really need, just for the sake of it. This one's nice, comes with good parts, worth the money, really hits that price point, where this one I think struggles to hit the price point of a leader class. Anyway, I appreciate you stopping by, checking out my review. Let me know if you're going to keep this one or you're going to go with this one in the comments. And I'll talk to you next review.